Hi, today's devotional topic is on cremation and whether or not a Christian should pursue a cremation for their own body or for the body of a loved one who's passed away. Cremation has become a very popular alternative in the last 50 to 60 years. According to the National Funeral Directors Association, in 1960, just under 4% of all funerals involved a cremation. By 2013, that number has jumped up to over 43%. And so I suspect now in 2015, we're closer to 50%. And that is the kind of statistics I have seen in my own experience here at Rock Valley Chapel. About 50% of the people pursue cremation. So the question is this something that is right? And why are people pursuing cremation in such higher numbers? I think there are at least three main reasons. There are probably several, but one is the cost. Cost of cremation is about a third less on average than a full body interment. A second is it doesn't use up as much land naturally. In some cases, people will bury their urn. In some cases, they won't bury their urn at all, and they'll just have the urn at home that houses 3 to 4 pounds of ashes that come from cremation. And a third possibility, probably fairly likely, is that people like the idea of being able to spread out somebody's ashes at a place of sentimentality. So a special tree or a piece of land that was special to them. We have read recently about a satellite that's heading up to Pluto, and one of the elements that the satellite is carrying is a little vial of ashes from the man who founded Pluto 85 years ago. And so that kind of ties into that sentimentality piece. There are plenty of people, however, think that cremation is not the best route and that we should continue to pursue full body internment. For example, Roman Catholic Church used to prohibit cremation up until Vatican II in the mid-60s. They still discourage cremation, but will allow for it. Eastern Orthodox traditions continue to prohibit cremation and will not bury any body that's been cremated. And so there are some that continue to kind of stick to the traditional line, and I think most of those traditional lines are based off the predominance of biblical evidence that suggests that body interment is what God intended. We see that in Deuteronomy 34:6 when Moses' body was clearly buried. We see that with Paul in 1 Corinthians 15 as he talks about the body serving as a seed for our spiritual bodies. Of course, we see that in the burial of Jesus the Messiah himself, buried bodily in the tomb. Most instances of bodies being burned in sort of a cremated way within the body, or within the Bible, are usually negative. Somebody that's sinned against God egregiously and is being punished through this sort of cremation activity, or it's a reflection of pagan practices that are found in the Bible. So they're mostly negative. When people ask me what I would suggest, and I get asked this fairly frequently, I encourage them to pursue a full body interment. Because I think what the body does, first of all, I think it's most biblical. I think most of the biblical ideas seem to indicate a preference for bodily internment, even in the context of the Bible, because in the context of the Bible, plenty of bodies were being cremated for the reasons that I've articulated earlier. So it was a practice. And so the Bible does seem to lean towards full bodily interment. But I also think that when the body is presented in its final state, we do get a sense of the resurrection. We are reminded of a full body resurrection, which is what the Bible speaks to. And so we see that body which was created as good, and we know that there's something even better, God's glorious body. It is not a sin to pursue cremation. God will continue to reconstitute our bodies in whatever state they are into our glorious bodies for those who have trusted Jesus. But in my view, God is most glorified when we allow the body to be interned fully. There are a few events in our lives that people will witness that we want to do well to maximize the glory of God. The birth of a child, our baptisms, marriage, and our funerals are another one. It's not a time to think about finances as primary reason for the activities we do. In all those instances, we want to maximize glory for God. And I think a full body interment maximizes that reminder that our bodies are going to be raised into their glorious state through faith in Christ. Thank you, and God bless you.